Angel Reese has her podcast, Unapologetically Angel. And on her podcast, she had a guest, Kayla Nicole, who is the ex-girlfriend of Travis Kelce, which would equate to the largest fan base perhaps in the history of the universe. The old post is being resurfaced and boosted as Caitlin Clark fans and Taylor Swift fans start to become one.
I would be lying if I said that that level of hate and just like online chaos doesn't impact me.
Clark and Reese are rewriting the rules of women's basketball. What started as a simple podcast drama exploded into a full-blown cultural phenomenon, with Swifties, trolls, and fans shaping the narrative. While Reese faced harassment and backlash, Clark quietly dominated on the court, earning respect and growing her fan base. Both rookies are frontrunners for Rookie of the Year, proving that today's rivalries aren't just about stats. They are a mix of social media, celebrity culture, and pure talent, turning the court into a stage where every move, on and off, matters.
Because the Swifties, there are a lot of them, and they're in mass. So Reese is ready. She's hunkered down. She's ready to take on whatever comes with Taylor Swift's fan. Where Angel Reese can do a podcast that gets this much attention, that then brings the attention to Caitlin Clark, who already had the most attention from the fan base of the person outside of sports who gets the most. And Angel can handle herself in that space, I guess, a little bit, and she posts this. Peyton pays too about it, and she's ready for the onslaught.
But more than a year into Taylor and Travis's high-profile relationship, Taylor says she's come to terms with it.
Painting her nails to get ready to rock and roll with the Swifties. Angel ain't afraid of the Swifties. Respect to Angel for that. Without it being spun into something crazy, Angel Reese has her on the podcast. She talks about Travis Kelce, and the Swifties are unleashed. And they first start going for each other.
So there's respect. We've seen each other in public spaces, but I think that we're both aware of the nature of his new situation, that there's just no room really for us to communicate or acknowledge each other publicly without it being spun.
It's no longer just about what happens on the court. Now, it's about who can rally the biggest online army. And right now, Clark has an entire Swiftie-powered fan base backing her. What started as a simple podcast has exploded into a full-blown crossover event. Swifties are diving into basketball stats. Sports fans are dissecting Taylor Swift lyrics. And everyone in between is picking sides. It's like the ultimate pop culture Super Bowl, and we're only in the first quarter. While the internet buzzes with all this drama, Caitlin Clark has been quietly changing the game. This isn't just about social media hype. Clark has a secret weapon that's leaving everyone, including Angel Reese, stunned. It's not just her popularity, it's the way she's reshaping women's basketball for good.
Got this one that says, more Swifties are joining Caitlin FC by the second. Oh, it's so over for the league. That from 444 Hater. I hope they're not talking about the Jay-Z album, because I love that album. Swifties becoming Caitlin Clark stans is such a W. Not for old school WNBA. Taylor Swift can do anything. She endorses the Vice President Harris, and then it's on the news immediately, right? Like every news outlet. She's got that gravitas, that
Reese instantly became public enemy number one. One Swiftie summed it up perfectly: mess with Taylor or anyone in her orbit, and you'll feel the consequences. And Reese definitely felt them. The backlash was so overwhelming it made the original basketball rivalry look like a casual game of horse. But here's where things get really interesting. The Swifties didn't just defend Caitlin Clark, they outright claimed her. On the October 10th episode of Unapologetically Angel sports journalist Kayla Nicole, who dated Travis Kelce on and off from 2017 to 2022, opened up about the harassment she's faced amid Kelce's high-profile relationship with Taylor Swift. She told Angel Reese that despite leaving things on good terms, she's still catching heat from Swift fans. And suddenly, pop music fans were breaking down three-point stats and assist numbers. It was like two completely different worlds colliding in the most unexpected way. People were tweeting things like, Swifties becoming Caitlin Clark fans is such a win. And honestly, they weren't wrong. This surprise alliance might be creating one of the biggest, most diverse fan bases sports has ever seen. When you combine the sheer power of Swifties with the intensity of basketball fans, that's a force you can't ignore. And Reese, let's just say the plan didn't go the way she hoped. Instead of grabbing more attention for herself, she watched Caitlin Clark's star climb even higher. Some fans even joked that the only thing that podcast episode proved was just how desperate Reese was to stay relevant. Ouch. One thing's for sure, this entire situation is rewriting the rule book on sports rivalries.
That's a problem for any other fan base in any fan debate. I don't know if they're actually sticking around or they're just making a show of it online. And Caitlin Clark is the same way. In fact, Colin Cowherd has referred to Caitlin Clark as Taylor Swift in tennis shoes. So if you do have a bunch of Swifties who all of a sudden became Caitlin Clark fans, I really didn't get myself the point of the booking, but maybe there was an audience for it. Obviously, it got to the Taylor Swift fan base, so I'm sure the views. Meanwhile, there's the Angel end of it, and she's caught some blowback for the podcast itself. It's just a podcast. She's just 22.
It was like they were just waiting for an excuse to jump into the sports world, and Reese handed it to them on a silver platter. She dropped the podcast thinking she was about to spark controversy, but instead she woke up the next day to millions of Swifties coming straight at her. Talk about an unexpected twist. And these fans weren't just firing off tweets. They were pulling up old posts, flooding timelines with memes, and basically transforming the internet into one giant Caitlin Clark fan club. It was like they all collectively decided overnight that Clark was their new favorite person.
Enough of Caitlin Clark fans fighting with Angel Reese fans and debates of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. I'm just talking about the good fun of it. Is going to absolutely hate the idea of the Swifties also coming into the discourse and saying whatever it is. That side of WNBA, Twitter and social media and media who doesn't like Caitlin Clark being talked about.
Remember that finger-pointing moment in the NCAA championship? Yeah, she's back at it, but this time, her attempt to steal the spotlight completely backfired. What it triggered was something no one saw coming in this rivalry. The balance was about to shift in a way Reese never anticipated. She thought she was only taking shots at Caitlin Clark, but instead, she unknowingly picked a fight with minions. Because when you mix the biggest pop star on the planet with women's basketball, you get a rivalry ready to break the internet. You know that moment when you're scrolling your feed and suddenly everyone is talking about the same thing? That's exactly what happened after Angel Reese's podcast dropped. And it wasn't just basketball fans losing their minds. A whole new force entered the conversation, Taylor Swift's massive fan base. The Swifties came out of nowhere and turned a WNBA storyline into a full-scale pop culture eruption.
I am worthless and I'll never be a talented person and I have no career and I'm a bum and I just...
Because of who he started to date, the negativity from her fan club or her fans have affected you?
Chaos, does it impact me? It does.
Yeah.
Even to this day.
Yeah. So you still experience it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You could go to my most recent post and it will be people debating.
Let's get into Reese's podcast, *unapologetically Angel Star. She brought on Travis Kelce's ex, Kayla Nicole, which on paper looked like a smart way to draw attention, but instead, it blew up in her face. Reese couldn't help bringing Caitlin Clark back into the conversation, and that's when things really went sideways, triggering a wave of backlash from Taylor Swift fans. And what's even more wild, this isn't the first time Reese has tried to spark controversy for buzz.
The reason for that, if you left with Grace, I don't feel like there was
nothing to do with me. I don't know. I think that there's something about that level of fame that attracts.
Before we continue, I just want to ask a quick favor. If you're enjoying this content, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot. Thank you. Now, let's get back to the video.
Analysts, you still have to kind of talk about him. I saw your little Monday night thing.
Yeah, yesterday. That was a thing too.
I feel like you're professional though. Like you keep it professional, but they're gonna blow it up.
Angel Reese may have just committed the biggest misstep of her career, and it had nothing to do with what happened on the court. What was meant to spark controversy on her podcast backfired in a massive way, putting her squarely in the crosshairs of millions of Swifties. What began as a simple WNBA rivalry quickly exploded into a full-blown pop culture clash. How did it spiral this far? The reason might catch you off guard.